Hello, and thank you for watching See You in the Kitchen. Each week, we invite one special guest from Cameron's faculty to come cook his or her favorite dish. This week's guest teaches beginning and intermediate Italian on campus. She also teaches upper-level Spanish. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, but she spent the first 3 years of her life living in Italy with her parents. She has also lived in the Panama Canal Zone, but she considers Oklahoma her true home. This is because she spent most of her adult life here, and she loves this state. Today's guest is Teresa Lubrano. Hello, and thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much for asking me to come.
Before we begin cooking, I would like to ask you about your heritage. Tell me about living in Italy, or do you remember any of that at all?
Yes, I do remember when I was 2 years old, living there with my grandmother and all of the animals. We had rabbits and chickens, and we had a billy goat, and we had pigs. So that was wonderful because as a girl growing up in Brooklyn, I was a city girl. So when we went to visit Grandma, that was the country, and it was really neat.
Wow. What languages do you speak?
My first language is Italian, the dialect of Procida. Wow. And formal Italian. I learned English in school.
Okay. What, tell us about the honor society that you are involved with here on campus.
20 years ago, we were very fortunate to obtain a charter from Phi Sigma Iota, International Foreign Languages Honor Society, which is the greatest honor that a student may achieve in foreign languages. Wow. We were granted that charter May 18th, 1988, and so now we're entering our 20th year very soon.
Can you tell me a little bit about your educational background?
Yes, I was born and reared in New York City, in Brooklyn, as I said. I attended Catholic schools all the way through my junior year when I went to Panama, and then I went to public school, went to Canal Zone College, and then of course came to Oklahoma, to the University of Central Oklahoma, and OU, and when I finished my degree, my doctorate, I started teaching in high school again because I taught English before, and now I was teaching Spanish. When Dr. George Stanley from the Department of Foreign Languages called me and asked me to come interview, I came to Cameron, and the rest is history. So.
Is your background in the different languages what made you interested in speaking foreign languages and teaching that?
Yes, and also the fact that my parents were always very interested in foreign languages. When we were in Panama, Mom and Dad learned how to speak Spanish, and we would speak Italian and Spanish when we'd go shopping in the Republic of Panama.
Was it difficult to learn English as a second language?
No, because I was just a child. I was 6 years old when I went to elementary school is when I started learning English. And the funny thing about it is I spoke English at school, but then I'd go home and speak Italian, but I was never confused.
Really?
Yes.
How did you end up at Cameron University?
There was an ad, and I answered the ad, wrote to Dr. Stanley, and he called me the day after my birthday to come for an interview. And I did come on the 23rd of July, and as I say, the rest is history. They talked me into it, and I'm very glad they talked me into it. Cameron is great.
Can you tell us about the courses that you teach on Cameron?
Yes, I teach beginning 1 and 2 of Italian, and intermediate 1 and 2 Italian. In fact, this is the first year offering intermediate Italian 1 and 2. It's been wonderful, and what's even more exciting is I teach through ITV, and the classes are telecast to Duncan and also to UCO. So my old alma mater, I get to teach and be seen at UCO. It's wonderful.
That's great. Now tell us about the dish that you were supposed to prepare and we messed up today because we want to get this right. We want everybody to know. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, this is called spaghetti aglio ed olio. Easy for her to say. It's spaghetti with garlic and olive oil sauce. It's one of what I call Italian fast food because no Italian food is fast prepared, but this is really as fast as it gets because you take your barilla spaghetti and you have some nice boiling water and you pour your spaghetti into the boiling water and you cook it for 15 minutes, stirring every 10 minutes, and then it becomes al dente, where it's not limp, it's nice and has a nice texture. You drain it. In the meantime, while all this has been going on, you've taken a clove of garlic, or actually two cloves of garlic. I have 1 clove right here, and you slice the clove of garlic. Of course, this one's cooked. That's where you kind of want a little bit on the rye. But you slice the garlic cloves, and then you take your olive oil, pour it in your frying pan, and you take your 2 cloves of cut garlic slices and put them in and make them become golden brown. Now these are sort of golden brown, but they should be kind of firm, not soggy. And when this is cooked, by the time this is cooked and golden, your spaghetti is done. So you take your spaghetti and you drain it, and then you just simply pour the olive oil with the garlic on top, and you take your Parmesan cheese and you sprinkle it on top. Like here we have it prepared, and you'd be sprinkling the Parmesan on top. And then with 2 forks, you're simply going to lift it, and you're going to then serve it into your plates.
Well, thank you very much. Now, just to make sure, because I did get this wrong, a clove of garlic is just this little part here, correct?
It's 1 part. Here are 2 cloves right here.
Okay.
Here's 1. Here's 2.
Okay.
Italians really don't eat with a lot of garlic. The secret is that you should just taste a hint of the ingredients.
Okay.
Nothing should overpower you.
Okay. Well, let's move to the table. Now, why did you choose this to be your favorite dish?
Because when I come home tired from enrolling students and from preparing lessons, going to meetings, attending all sorts of committee meetings, sometimes I'm just too tired to cook anything really involved. And so for me, this is a 15-minute fast food dish. It's actually faster than microwaving something, and I know it's going to be very healthy.
Wow. Now you know how to cook. You are a good cook. In fact, this apron is imported from Italy, correct?
Yes. When I was in Naples, about 10 years ago, my mom and I and Dad went to Naples, and we went to a store called La Rinascente, which is a big department store. And I saw this, and I liked it so well.
So cute.
And it's made in Italy, but the funny part about it is the print has English on it. It has house and country and all sorts of words in English, but it is made in Italy.
That is interesting. Do a lot of Italians know how to speak English?
Yes.
Okay.
Just about all my family, all my cousins and their children speak English.
Can you tell me a little bit about the culture in Italy?
Well, on our island, we still speak our dialect as well as formal Italian.
Okay.
We have 13 churches, Catholic churches, on that one little island, and it's called Procida, and it's 2 miles long and 1 mile wide. We have 11,000 people on that small space. So when my father once came to Oklahoma to visit, he was amazed at all the land that we have. He said, why don't people cultivate this land? He thought it was wasted, because there every parcel of land is cultivated.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your heritage and your dish with us
welcome.
today. That's all the time we have today for See You in the Kitchen. If you're looking to find a college to learn foreign languages at, Cameron University might be the place for you.
Yes.
It's a great school. I'm Jory Palmer. Thanks for watching.
Words